Nevada, 2016. The night was dry and cold. The kind of cold that seeps under your skin even when the desert air stands still. Mark Dempsey, a 32-year-old truck driver, was hauling electronic parts from Las Vegas to Tonopah. Route 375 stretched endlessly ahead of him, an empty ribbon of asphalt surrounded by jagged mountains and heavy silence. The locals called it the extraterrestrial highway, and for good reason. Strange lights, missing travelers, radio blackouts. Everyone had a story, but Mark never believed any of it. Not until that night. It was 2:47 a.m., not a single car in sight. The only sounds were the low rumble of the engine and the faint static from the CB radio. He was fighting off drowsiness, sipping lukewarm coffee, when something up ahead caught his eye. A figure on the side of the road, small, motionless, almost glowing faintly in the beam of his headlights. At first he thought it was a reflection, or maybe an animal. But as he got closer, the shape took form. It was a little girl, barefoot, wearing a white dress that fluttered in the desert breeze. Mark slowed down, confused. There shouldn't have been anyone out there, not in the middle of nowhere. He leaned out the window. "Hey, are you okay?" he called. No answer. She didn't move. Her long black hair hid her face. He hesitated, then pulled over. The air outside was colder than he expected. He could hear the tick of cooling metal from the truck's engine and the soft hiss of sand shifting under the wind. Slowly he walked towards her, the beam from his flashlight trembling slightly in his hand. "Are you lost?" he asked again. Still nothing. When she finally looked up, Mark froze. Her eyes were completely black. Not shadowed, not dark brown, just endless, inky black voids. He took an involuntary step back. His mouth went dry. Before he could say another word, she tilted her head to the side and whispered softly, "Can you take me home?" Her voice wasn't right. It didn't echo in the night air. It felt like it vibrated inside his skull. Against every instinct screaming in his head, he nodded. Sure, I'll take you home." He opened the truck door and helped her climb inside. She was freezing cold to the touch. As the truck rolled forward, the silence between them became unbearable. Every few minutes he glanced at her. She sat perfectly still, hands folded on her lap, her head turned toward him, those black eyes unblinking. Trying to stay calm, he asked, "Where's your home?" "Up ahead, near the lights." But there were no lights, only the desert stretching into darkness. A few minutes later, the radio suddenly crackled to life. Static filled the cabin, followed by a faint whisper. Mark leaned closer. Between the bursts of static, a voice came through, deep, distant, and distorted. "Don't look at her." He slammed on the brakes. The truck screeched to a halt, tires screaming against the asphalt. His chest pounded. He turned his head to the passenger seat, but she was gone. The seat was empty. The door was closed. He could still feel the lingering cold in the air beside him. Panicking, he drove as fast as he could until he saw the faint glow of a gas station, the only one for 50 miles. He pulled in, breathing hard, hands shaking on the steering wheel. The attendant, an old man with a weathered face, stood behind the counter. "You look like you've seen a ghost," he said, half smiling. Mark tried to laugh but couldn't. He told him everything, the girl, her eyes, the voice, how she vanished. The old man's smile faded. He slowly set down his coffee cup. "You said Route 375? "Yeah." The man nodded grimly. "You're not the first. People see her out there, always the same. Black eyes, white dress. Folks call her the black-eyed girl. Been haunting that stretch of road for 20 years. Mark's throat tightened. Who is she? They say she was a little girl named Emily Harper. Her family's car crashed near Groom Lake in '96. They found the wreck, but not her. Some say she never left. Others say she's not human. Rick, the attendant, led Mark to the back room. You should see something, he said, pulling up the security footage from the night before. The black and white feed showed Mark's truck pulling into the station at 3:12 a.m. Nothing strange. Then, in the corner of the frame, a small shape appeared beside the doorpost. The girl. She wasn't there in person, but the camera saw her, standing still, her dress glowing faintly in the dark. Frame by frame, she turned her head toward the camera. Her eyes flashed white for a split second. Then the screen went black. Mark stumbled back from the monitor, his heart hammering. What the hell is that? Rick sighed. I guess that's proof. But it doesn't matter. Once she shows herself to you, she doesn't stop. Earlier that morning, Mark used the payphone outside to call his wife. His voice trembled as he spoke. Jenna, something happened. I don't know how to explain it. She was real. I swear to God she was real. Before she could answer, the line filled with static. Then, through the crackle, a soft voice whispered, Can you take me home? Mark dropped the phone. It swung slowly on its cord. The desert wind whistled around him. When he looked back toward his truck, the passenger door was open again. 2 days later, the gas station attendant noticed the truck still parked outside. The keys were in the ignition, the driver's door open, but Mark was gone. No footprints, no signs of struggle. Just a small white dress lying on the passenger seat, covered in desert dust. Police searched for weeks but never found a trace. The official report said missing person presumed deceased, but the locals knew better. Every few years, another traveler disappears the same way. Sometimes truckers claim to see a girl standing by the roadside late at night, barefoot, her black eyes reflecting the headlights. And every time, the story ends the same way. The driver stops, the girl asks for a ride, and then silence. They say she only wants to go home, but no one who tries to take her there never comes back.